Hello everyone, welcome to our Sengoku Dynasty Survival Guide. We are expanding the village, and we are in dire need of some more villagers to do some work. And if you're in the same boat, you might be wondering, how the heck do I get these villagers to my village? And that's what today's video is going to cover. So, to start inviting villagers to your village, you actually need to progress to a certain stage of the game, and that is after reaching Dynasty Legend 7. And, to do that, basically, if we kind of go to our journal, you're basically really just going to follow the Open the Gates quest, because it leads you to, like, different villages, that introduces you to the village leaders or some sort of person in the village that needs help. You help them out, and they basically increase your dynasty level. And by the time you're done kind of helping everybody, you should be at level 7, in theory anyway. And you also would have unlocked all these little objectives of, when you go to the village in the first place. So after you reach Dynasty level 7, you're going to be able to go to the monastery. And at the monastery is the abbot, who you can talk to. And I have a little video on this if you're not sure where the monastery is or where the abbot is, you can go ahead and watch that video. But he basically tells you, hey, you did a great job in the valley. People are liking you. You can go ahead and open up a new village, which is great because then you can go ahead and make your second village. But if you're still working on your first one, like I am, there's also another benefit, which is that unlocks the ability to recruit villagers. So let's talk about how that works. So after you're done talking to him, there will be refugees that spawn throughout the map. I tend to find them like alongside roads, by shrines. I found some like on the coastline, like on the beach, and they're usually walking alone. Some of them have a camp, but you're gonna look for a guy like, where did he go? He was here a moment ago. A guy like... Is he up there? Did you take a walk? Hello? Are you up here? There we are. Not him. A guy like this, you'll see like he has like a little person symbol over his head, and he'll have the name Refugee. And when you talk to him, which we'll do right now, he'll be like, it's good to see a friendly face. And we can say, hey, what's your story, basically? And he's like, for this specific guy, he's like, war brought me here. And he's like, and we're like, yeah, that everybody says that because there's a war going on. And he's like, yes, you could find dozens like me. I could get killed or drafted into the army. Not much difference in the end. I had to escape. It was difficult. I barely survived the journey here, but still better than being enslaved or dying in battle for some lord's cause. And at this point, we could be like, oh man, well, I hope you have a good day or whatever. Or we can be like, why don't you come live with us? So we're going to say that because we need some villagers, and we'll just say you can make a new home right here. And he says, gladly, but where exactly would I go? And at this point, we are able to pick a home for him. And this is a very important part of the stage. I would say before you go out looking for refugees, make sure that you have a home ready for them. Otherwise, you can't really invite them anywhere, and they might leave because they're homeless and unhappy. So let's go ahead and go to our population. Here's our new friend right here. We can see that he's like homeless and unemployed, which I think is what this icon means, because that's what I have, even though I'm like the supervisor, y'all. So we'll click this. We're going to assign him a home at our current village. And I think I have like 2 houses. We'll put him in this one, I guess. And we'll assign him to a mat. He is now no longer homeless. And then I think what I'm going to do is that we can then pick a job for him. So let's assign a workplace. I want him to be a hunter because we need some food. So we'll put him in here. And then I'll figure this out eventually. But I know I'm going to need some weapons and whatnot. And then I don't really care about feathers. So we'll just go meat. And then all that. So we'll get him all this as we need. But that's basically how you go about adding villagers to your village. You do have to go look for them. I don't know if eventually they'll be like, if they're going to come out with a thing where like, oh, if you go to this specific place, this is where you can find villagers. For right now, it's kind of like a random encounter, if you will. You're going to have to go out and explore and see who you can find. I think he's heading to our village now, which is great. But yeah, like I said, I tend to find them by the roadside, by the beach, and by shrines. So if you're a little unsure of where to start with those areas, and you might, encounter one along the way, which would be ideal. But again, always make sure that you have a house ready for them first. So that's your first step there. But that's about it. So hopefully you found that helpful. I wish you luck on finding your refugees. They're not always the easiest to find, but they are out there. So thanks so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Until then, keep surviving and keep thriving.